I want to continue my statements. I want to continue my thoughts on Steve Phelps, Ben Kennedy, I think is his name, and Jim France, which I briefly touched on in my previous video, which I'm filming this video right after doing that one. I just couldn't keep looking at this little flashlight, so I just turned my ceiling light on. I'm out of my bed. So, my God, these guys are some delusional people. Delusional. Because they seem to actually I know I said in my previous video that they mainly do this to get people, to get NASCAR into the mouths of people and get people talking about NASCAR. But a part of me also thinks that they actually straight up think this shit's working. With the playoffs, I mean. They legitimately think it makes legitimacy. That's what a part of me actually thinks. A part of me thinks they're just a bunch of evil geniuses who are deploying the plan that a lot of douchebags pull online. But the other part of me also legit thinks that they actually think that the playoffs are a form of legitimacy, and that all the things they do just add to legitimacy. They are that delusional. But at least with Jim, you could tell that guy is just a flat-out evil genius. My God. Like the whole shot of shit has his name written all over it. Like, watch Slapshoot's video. He puts it into very good context. Like, I think he's been running NASCAR for 20 years at this point. So, a part of me thinks he is knowingly doing this. But a part of me, when it comes to Steve, I think it's just a moron. Like, he thinks that the playoffs are working, which they are not. I mean, we just had a guy with a 17.1 average finish win the championship, which in any other motorsport, and really anything in general, is impossible, except NASCAR. They briefly touched upon the manipulation, and like, seriously, why did Byron not get anything out of that? I mean, he was the one getting benefited, so shouldn't the beneficiary also get penalized? Apparently not. So, that fucking sucks. I don't know what to do, man. Like, I know these last few rants have been kind of all over the place, but that's where NASCAR's been this year. It's been all over the place. And most of it in the fucking toilet. Like, literally almost everything outside the on-track product, which, excluding this race, has been, for the most part, pretty good. Excluding that, and it's been a fucking nightmare. So, and also I am pretty tired, and this is usually just what happens to me. Whenever I'm tired, my brain just goes, boop, bye-bye, and just goes off the fucking random directions. It's just, I think they're just either ignorant or actually just legitimately stupid. It's one or the other, man. There's no in between. They're either ignorant or extremely stupid. Because even I, someone who only started watching in 2016, aka when the elimination style has been in place. I did not grow up with the Winston Cup format. Obviously I wasn't even alive back then. I didn't even grow up with the original chase, which the 10 races. No. I grew up in the playoffs. I've been watching NASCAR since the playoffs. And even I'm sick of them. So let's go through this. Old NASCAR fans are sick of it. Drivers are sick of it. some of the fans that start, like me, who started watching during the playoff era, are sick of it. We're all sick of it. The only people who legit... And by the way, they called us, the people that don't like it, bots. So yeah. You basically just insulted about 90% of the fucking fan base by calling us fake. Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense. I'm just a robot. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I've never seen a sport that just seemingly hates its fan base like this. Like, and a lot of times, it almost feels like they think we're stupid. We're not stupid. Some of us are, but not most of us. And it almost feels like, at multiple points, it's just almost like an insult. They're just continuing to double down on playoffs, even though, from a rating standpoint, it hasn't helped one fucking bit. The ratings are still in the toilet. We're still losing to F1. Like Michael Mood said it best in one of his one-off videos, that if fans legitimately wanted a bunch of bullshit at the end to decide a champion, NASCAR probably wouldn't have even survived, and F1 would not be as popular as it is now. Like, so the fact that they think that this is what the fans want, again, it just continues to feel like they're just flat out insulting us by saying, this is what the fans want. No. This is not what the fans want. We want, at the very least, like, if you want to keep playoffs or keep the chase, then go back to the original 10-man chase. Or 12-man. Hell, even go back to the fucking wild card era. At least there's some legitimacy with that. And the fucking 11 champions that we've crowned, only really 4 of them can even be considered legitimate. Those 4 being Lawson in 2021, Truex in 17, Busch in 19, and Harvick in 2014. That's it. 4 out of 11. That is a horrible average. Because in fact, in the 10 years with the chase, just looking at all of them, the 10 years, let's see, Stewart would have won it legitimately in 2005, Johnson legit in 2006, and again in 2009, and Keselowski and Johnson again. So 5 out of 10. 2005, 2006, 2009, 2012, and 2013. 5 out of 10. That is a much better ratio than 4 out of 11. And plus, even the champions that we did get in that format, they were at the very least somewhat close. If in the full season points, the guy was fucking 14th. This should not be allowed to happen. This should not even have a chance at happening. But it happened. It's freaking stupid that this got allowed to happen, and then NASCAR turns around and says, look how much our fans are loving this. They are literally only listening to a very small minority and then completely ignoring everybody else. And basically telling us to go fuck ourselves. And I know that might be a little extreme, but that's what it feels like at times. It legitimately feels like at times they're just telling us to deal with it, and that, oh, we gotta be like the WWE. Which, by the way, does anybody even watch WWE anymore? Because, quite frankly, I don't hear jack crap about it anymore. But then again, I'm not even that much into WWE anyway, so. Sheesh. I'm just sick of it. Like, we can't get an actual fucking champion anymore. It's been fucking 3 years. It's the last deserving title. 3. My God. And I had to delete the video where I just complained about overtime. I also hate that. Because guess what, NASCAR? Most of the fans complaining, guess what? That would not have happened without overtime. For example, Richmond, that whole debacle with Dillon and Logano and Hamlin, guess what? Without overtime, that doesn't even fucking happen. Dillon just takes the win under caution. The Brickyard 400, that whole debacle with Lawson and Priest spinning out and no caution until they take the white flag, doesn't happen without overtime. Nashville, nope, doesn't happen without overtime. Almost none of this shit. None of the controversies. And Parker Kligerman. That shit would not have happened without overtime. And that's the one that pissed everyone off the most, including myself. Because that was just dumb, flat out fucking with a guy who has not won at all. Just flat out fucking with him by waiting until the last possible fucking second. It's an insult. Like, it feels like you just straight up, like, I keep on saying it, but I'll say it again. It legitimately feels like they're just kind of insulting the drivers, the fans. They full on threaten the team owners at the charter agreement. It's just, like, I don't even know if I actually do want to watch next year. Ow. Because it's just going to keep on happening. Like, they're just going to keep on doing this shit. And even though they might actually believe that they're doing the right thing, at the same time, at least with Jim, I think he legitimately is doing this on purpose because he knows, and maybe they also know that this could get NASCAR into the mouths of people, get people talking about it. Well, again, what did everyone, and not just NASCAR, even influencers who freaking thrived on bad reputations and doing anything for attention, like Leafy is here. It was happening with Jack Doherty for a while until he tried killing his cameraman. What do they all have in common? Eventually, people stopped caring. And guess what? Even though NASCAR is not an influencer, it's eventually going to happen to them. People are just going to stop caring. And quite frankly, a lot of people are just going to start changing the channel. And before you know it, NASCAR is going to be a thing of the past. Goodbye.